I've heard Myron many a time talk about how uninterested women were in him when he was a kid because he was overweight and nerdy.
Because when I was 18 years old, playing Halo.
What? I never heard this part of the lore, the Myron lore. Let's run this shit back.
Because when I was 18 years old, playing Halo, figuring out my life, no bitch would have taken me. So now that I'm up, you're down, that shit, I'm gonna exercise the leverage.
And I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to.
The most pathetic racist on the internet. Video by Kamal. All right, let's go ahead and check this out, man.
Myron Gaines is the most pathetic racist on the internet.
If there's anything I hate more than a fat person, it's a fat black person.
I mean, this African man is literally wearing a Klan hood and has chimpanzee noises on his soundboard.
Right.
I should just end the video here. But for whatever reason, I've spent the past few months looking into how somebody can be like—
This is how you know. Myron actually think the KKK is pussy, bro. Because if we were to drop Myron back in the 1920s when the KKK was really active, he would shit his pants if he found himself surrounded by KKK guys, man.
For whatever reason, I've spent the past few months looking into how somebody can wear a Klan hood and has chimpanzee noises on his soundboard. I should just end the video here. But for whatever reason, I've spent the past few months looking into how somebody can be like this.
Anytime you make a racist comment to the blacks, just stand on that shit, bro. Never apologize, bro.
And what I found is truly beyond belief. So let's get started. To put things into context, Myron is an ex-federal agent who quit his job so that he could put—
Where is he? Okay, we got new background. Okay.
100% of his focus into a podcast dedicated to degrading women and black people.
Men created the world that your fat ass lives in right now, that you can eat the surplus calories that you do every single day and not go to the gym.
Nigga, this is why black women are at the bottom of the fucking tier, man. I got
Is he Indian? What's your nationality? I've been asking this whole time.
Being a racist—
So let's just not acknowledge all of the inventions and contributions that women have made to society. Let's just pretend like those things didn't happen and that shit doesn't exist.
isn't new when it comes to the red pill movement. But the thing that really fascinates me about Myron Gaines is that he's one of the few people in this dumbass movement that actually believes the bullshit he's constantly preaching. You're somebody who has met this man, Myron. I'm sure you had some sort of opinion on him before you met him. What surprised you after meeting him?
So a lot of red pill guys are super fake. They're not as tall as they say they are. They don't actually care. And they almost never live by the values they tell men that they should live by.
For sure.
Myron is not one of those characters.
He believes this shit so much that he publicly admitted that he was more proud to be yelling at OnlyFans models 3 times a week than he was saving children from child traffickers as a federal agent.
So I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
Is this nigga about to cry?
You are a bitch.
It's insane that this is the career that Myron is so proud of, that it brings him to literal tears. But what's even more insane is how he actually handles himself on the podcast. Because when Myron's not hustling online courses or giving the worst dating advice humanly possible,
You shouldn't even be taking girls seriously until you're 35 years old, making $100,000 a year, have 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in the gym, and have a body count of 50.
he's doing shit like this.
You motherfuckers weren't there.
Well, statistically, the best age to get married, to have the lowest risk of divorce, would be, of course, in your late 20s to early 30s. Doesn't mean that if you're above the age of 35, you're too old to get married. I mean, the reality is the greatest determinant factor for your success in marriage is your education level and how much money you make. The more money you make, the lower your chances of getting divorced are. Same thing with your education level. The higher the level of education you have, the lower the chances are of you getting divorced. Now, of course, we're not talking about NFL players and athletes and celebrities. We're talking about people who own businesses, high-level professionals, people who work in blue collar America but make a shit ton of money. So I don't know what is the basis on which he came to this number of 35. I think it's because that's around the age he got his first girlfriend. And so that's the standard he sets, like most cult leaders. Cult leaders, they are the rule. Whatever it is that they do, that's now the standard.
You got the false accusation against me. You motherfuckers weren't there when this bitch lied and said that I got her pregnant when I fucking did it. And then you dumbasses, 3 years later, believe some bitch that makes the same allegations again. You idiots!
I honestly believe there's more videos of Myron freaking out and screaming like a bitch than any man, woman, or child on the internet. It's insane that this is the man that's convinced that women are too emotional to do anything than make sandwiches.
I'm actually very big into a traditional relationship where the man is the leader, protects and provides for his woman, and all she has to worry about is making sandwiches and taking care of the kids. And I think that's how society's thrived for a long time. So it's actually the contrary.
But acts like this on a regular basis.
99% of you content creators are fucking pussies. Fucking f***ers. No one respects you. They make fun of you in the chat because you're a fucking loser. Saying you're fucking depressed about drugs and the fucking this. You're a bitch. You haven't dealt with no real adversity. That's the fucking problem. You privileged fucking
even though he's the one who let his own emotions cost
God damn, nigga, calm down. Shit, take a breath. Count to 10.
him and his special needs friend millions of dollars. But
yeah,
we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, he sold the bag. He sold the bag so bad.
Now, Fresh and Fit have been in controversy basically since the beginning of their dog shit podcast, but I think Myron's downfall really began once the Fresh and Fit podcast got demonetized. And there were a few really stupid decisions that this dumbass made that led to that happening. The first one being when Myron and his dumbass friends got so fed up with people making fun of them for being narrow-minded morons who hate half of the human population that they tried to get a bunch of YouTube channels deleted by sending them false copyright claims.
Fresh and Fit decided to hit us with dozens of copyright claims. We saw this was probably going to end up coming, and honestly, not upset about it at all. They apologized to us for some of the comments that they made in regards to Preach's significant other.
Hey, and Preach, I guarantee your wife is probably ugly. I said it.
Yo,
you gave her a ring pop and you licked her at your f***ing wedding.
We should fly her up.
Weirdo.
Hey, yo, we should fly her up.
Guarantee her. Flued out. You may guess the bride. This dumbass nigga. I love you.
And then afterwards, recently, they decided to copyright claim the video that we did in response to their apology.
You copyright striking 3 of our videos means that our channel could have gotten permanently terminated. For your reporting of our fair use reaction to your hypocrisy, you were willing to terminate our channel.
For those of you who don't know, channels like mine that use
Where is this nigga? Where is Kamal right now?
Other people's clips only exist because of the fair use law, which basically means you can
in a club?
Use other people's clips as long as you're like making your own thing and you're not just like taking somebody's stuff and re-uploading it, you know? But Myron, Mr. Freedom of Speech, instead of addressing people's very valid criticisms of him, essentially went to YouTube lying, saying that channels like Auburn Preach were just taking his videos and re-uploading them and not creating their own transformative work.
This nigga is at a strip club. This boy, he is at a strip. I don't know why I didn't even peep this, bro. He is at a strip club. He just ordered hot wings.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
he ordered wings.
that. Instead of actually addressing the criticism that people...
I don't know why, but strip clubs make great wings. It's just a thing. It's like just a thing that's true.
Bring you instead decide to go to your boss and lie on them and try to get them fired.
It's your burger, babe.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Because you don't like them making fun of you. And Myron did this after he apologized for going too far and going after people's wives. From my perspective, this whole thing just felt like two bitter children lashing out because they know they're wrong. I genuinely don't understand how anyone has any kind of respect for this man.
Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're back. You know what I'm saying? The haters tried to kill us. Over 30 plus YouTube channels made videos like slandering our name, whatever it is. Now they're mad that there's consequences of actions, bro.
Because after the entire YouTube community went after Myron.
Oh, yeah. There are consequences, all right.
For being a Karen, instead of learning to address people's criticisms of him or changing his dog shit behavior, this was Myron's new and improved way of dealing with people critiquing him, where Myron pretended to be the monkey version of his two biggest black critics, Abba and Preach. Yeah, this motherfucker had a virtual Klan rally Because of course he did. And if that wasn't bad enough, the next day, Myron went on another stream with Sneeko, another racially confused, self-hating
baby girl.
What's up?
God, you're black.
This is pathetic, man. Oh my God, you doing this for Aiden? Aiden Ross? Let me remind you who Sneeko had as his girlfriend. He has a problem with this girl being dark-skinned. It's only because you're trying to please this fucking racist piece of shit, corny-ass nigga right here, Aiden Ross, who people only fuck with because he's rich and famous. Let's keep it a stack. But he has a problem with how dark this chick is, right? Take a look at Sneeko's girlfriend, bro, his old girlfriend. This is Sneeko's ex-girlfriend, bro. Literally, they were in a relationship for, I don't know how long, but for a while. She was in a lot of his videos, a lot of his vlogs, and she's darker than this girl right here. So tell me why all of a sudden the complexion, how dark she is a problem. You're just cooning. That's what this is. You're cooning to please white man over here. The irony.
Oh my God, dude, darker than I expected.
Nick Fuentes, a literal white supremacist.
White people are every single bit justified in being racist.
And just pearly things, who basically is just Myron light.
I think if a woman cheats, she's trying to leave you. If a man cheats, he's just like it's like a handshake.
Myron then puts on a sheet and calls black.
She's never been cheated on because she's never had a boyfriend that had the kind of game to cheat on her.
Black people monkeys for another 3 hours.
Streets is crying right now, swinging from a monkey branch. We got these niggas running like it's an employment line.
What the
What the fuck you niggas doing? Y'all sitting there in that tight ass room. I'm sitting next to a fucking monkey with dreads for a decade.
And what did this foolishness lead to? His channel getting demonetized. Also, for him to compare this to Clayton Bigsby is one of the
and a lot of fresh and fit defenders would like to believe the reason he got demonetized had something to do with Jews or COVID. No. He got demonetized immediately after he went on this racist rampage, this racist tirade, attacking Abba and Preach. That's when he got demonetized. Maybe that's what amped up his racism even more. The fact that he was attacking black people, and that's the reason why he has lost out on what would have been millions of dollars, bro.
Most delusional things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
It goes to show how things have changed, because I remember when Dave Chappelle did the Clayton Bigsby back in the day, it was hilarious, but nowadays you do that shit, they're like, oh my God. Just goes to show how pussified we've become.
Just in case his dumbass is watching, let me try to explain why this is not the same thing, and I'll talk real slow just for you. Myron, that character, Clayton Bigsby, is supposed to be a piece of shit. And the absurdity of a blind Klansman who doesn't know that they're black is the comedy part. What you're doing isn't funny because you're not playing a character like Dave Chappelle is.
Right.
You're actually just a racist.
Almost every time I gotta evict something, it's a bitch. Every fucking time, bro.
Just because you put on an accent doesn't mean you don't mean what you're saying. I know you mean what you're saying because you say it all the time.
Bro, reparations are for fucking retards, okay?
You have to understand, every time a black man uses the hard R, he is essentially metaphorically gawking white penis. Why is that? Because to the racists, you're a hard R. And Myron has been called a hard R by racist white people who he was trying to glaze. It's crazy. And so that's all that is. Because by definition, you would be a hard R. Your mother would be a hard R bitch, as you describe it. But you don't give a fuck about that. His top priority is bouncing on white penis. That's what's most important.
Black people need to just stop being lazy. You're not gonna get a handout, okay? We're not gonna give you your fucking reparations. Let's keep it 1,000.
Is that what's going on in Sudan, Myron? Are the Sudanese people just lazy? Is that why they're poor and they're in turmoil? Since you got all the answers, why don't you go back to Sudan and fix what's going on over there, right? You love your people, I would hope. He doesn't. He hates the fact that he's Sudanese. If Myron could wake up tomorrow blonde with blue eyes, I mean, he would do anything to be able to make that happen.
You niggas get your reparations, what you gonna do with it? You gonna buy a bunch of some Jordans? Some fucking drugs? Some weed?
They're gonna buy some weed.
Yeah.
Yo, nigga.
Yeah.
What good,
You gonna buy some Fendi?
Statistically, black people and white people smoke weed at pretty much the exact same rate. So, what about that? What now?
Go buy some bullshit.
Buy some guns?
You can buy some guns.
Rob
like,
niggas?
Yeah. Like, you niggas aren't gonna spend the money and invest.
Who owns the grand majority of the guns in this country per capita? White people. So, is there a problem with that?
Go back to jail.
Majority are gonna do criminal shit.
Less than 2% of the entire black population is in prison right now. And less than 1% of them are in prison for violent crimes. So what are you even talking about when you say go back to jail? Most black people have not been to jail and will never go to jail. So what are you talking about?
Yep, 100%.
These aren't jokes. You're just racist. And you being African doesn't change that. It just makes it even more sad.
They want to go here and say, you're Myron, cool. The fucking Arab guy that's also black that literally, like, I hit so many different check marks for the KKK. Y'all want to call me cool.
These fucking black orangutan primate bitches.
But let's get back to Myron costing him and his special needs friend millions of dollars.
Okay.
Because unfortunately for humanity, the Fresh and Fit podcast was actually one of the top podcasts in terms of YouTube donations. If you're a rational person, you're probably curious on how these two were making millions from this.
She got 3.5. Why and how can she improve?
Well, her mid face is way too long. Obviously, she's got the jowls coming in, horrible nasolabial folds, horrible total facial width to height ratio. Just really bad age indicators, but obviously at 30, that's not something.
Who are you trying to impress? Who is impressed by this man just like tearing down this random chick who never did anything to him? It's so pathetic.
That's gonna surprise me.
I've seen this guy around. I might react to a video of people talking about him. He's insane. He hits himself in the head with a fucking hammer. He's a fucking mentally ill psychopath. And he's doing it in the name of looks maxing.
Because their business model was evil, but very effective. Step 1, create a podcast where your audience hates pretty much all women, but especially women who work in the sex industry. Step 2, have as many sex workers on the podcast as humanly possible, all women of course, to give the illusion that the average woman lives life on easy mode.
Hi, my name is Kazumi.
Penis.
I'm 25. I do porn. Hey guys, I'm Paris Banks, and I am in the adult industry.
I'm a hairstylist, permanent makeup artist, and I just recently started OnlyFans.
I'm Emma Magnolia. I also do porn.
If you only had on average women with regular jobs, you wouldn't be able to sell this male victimhood fantasy to your audience of disgruntled divorcees and overly emotional incels.
Yeah.
Okay, men and women are not the same. We're not the same at all. Okay, I'll give you guys an example. Can I sell feet pictures for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars and possibly make a living off it?
I can.
If you find that one that loves feet, maybe.
Okay, you're still living ladies, stop cutting me off. Stop cutting me off. So you're still living at Disney World? No, I'm talking about reality. Can a man make a living off of his sexuality like a woman can?
No.
Okay, so therefore we have different rules and privileges, correct? So it is ridiculous for you guys to try to impose your rules and realities on a man that doesn't have nearly the same amount of privileges.
Step 3, give the losers in your audience the opportunity to insult or disparage the women on your podcast with super chats. Grandma, super chats are basically when somebody gives money to your stream with a message attached to it. A message usually read aloud by Myron because the other one struggles to read and speak the English language.
Right.
But the moment you stop paying the bills, you stop being a man. They thought you were gonna. Well, I mean, you could be the man.
Juan B goes, just joined the stream, and to my dismay, I saw the chick in the yellow top.
Jesus Christ, Fresh. Lord have mercy. Wow.
Juan B goes, just joined the stream, and to my dismay, I saw the chick in the yellow top with the pancake booty standing and swaying her brick-shaped hips. Don't let her stand ever again. Thanks. Hello.
You know the guy who sent that is literally a fucking virgin. He's an incel. This is what these guys pay money to do. They pay money to say things to women via text that they would never be able to say in real life because they would never have the opportunity to be close enough to a woman that looks as good as the women that come on these shows. They would never have the opportunity to actually say that to a woman in real life. And even if they did, they would just fucking piss and cum in their pants at the same time. At just the the fact that one of these women is giving them the time of day.
$20 from Zentius. How big am I? Clearly, it's not as big as the miles of pipe you've had, the number of DNA on your chin, nor the overvalued holes. Stay in your lane, and thank you for making me richer as you buy cat food that I invested in.
See, Myron's audience of losers loves this because it's the most cowardly way for them to hurt the feelings of a random woman they hate for no reason. Like I said, definitely a net negative.
No, they hate him for a reason. The reason they hate him is because they could never be with a woman, period. They just are incapable of attracting a woman. And so the idea of being able to say this shit not just to a woman, but a woman who is conventionally very sexy, right? Because a lot of these OF models, I mean, that's why they're OF models and are successful OF models, because they look good. They look up to these men who objectify women and tell them that the entirety, almost the entirety of a woman's worth is in the way that she looks. And they know that they will never be wealthy, more than likely, and they will never have the game, the charisma, or the looks to attract a woman that looks like that without the money. And so they're frustrated and they hate themselves because they understand that the ultimate goal of a man, in their point of view, is to obtain a woman that looks like this. But because they could never attain a woman that looks like that, they lash out. They're angry.
On humanity, but also
fuck a woman that looks like that. They can't get a woman at all.
Very effective. And the part I always found hilarious.
Why would you watch red pill content if you have no problem pulling chicks? Doesn't make sense, right?
Was that the fans of Fresh and Fit were notorious for subscribing to the OnlyFans of the girls that came onto the show. So I asked you about this a little while ago, I think. Did you hear the rumors that like the fans of Fresh and Fit were notorious for like buying the OnlyFans of the women on the show?
So I'm friends with a lot of OnlyFans content creators.
All
of them explicitly have told me that they go on those shows because it's so notorious for growth. Like you'll just make like oftentimes like a lot of women like double.
Jesus.
Really?
I won't say the names of the women
so
who told me
crazy.
this, just for like
It's all a fucking kink. All of it is a kink. They're probably jerking off as they're sending these super chats berating these women. They're jerking off at the same time. And then once the show is over, they log off. They look up these women's user accounts and then they subscribe to their OnlyFans. It's actually pathetic. And it debunks this idea that Myron, and the same thing is true with that one Christian guy we reacted to recently, Andrew Wilson. They think they're actually helping these men by putting these women in their place and showing how their positions are stupid and wrong, but yet they're actually causing more men to subscribe to OnlyFans models. They're actually increasing the amount of pornography use that these men are engaging in. So even this fantasy that they have that there is some form of like moral justification to making this garbage content, it's all a complete lie. They're encouraging men, they're helping men to become more addicted to pornography. Isn't that crazy?
Confirmed. I haven't gotten consent that they like want me to name drop them.
Sure.
But like I know like 20 to 30.
Damn, really?
All of them say this. Every girl and whatever as well. I'll talk to them afterwards and be like, why are you here? They're like, to promote my OnlyFans. Like, obvious. Why would I put up with abuse otherwise?
Ironic, right? It's almost like Myron and his loser-ass fans are just a bunch of obnoxious hypocrites that make all of their decisions based off of resentment and anger. But that's probably not true, right? Yeah, Myron is wrong about a lot of shit. The most obvious is the dating stuff, so let's get into it. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've heard of the red pill and kind of understand the basics, but just in case, I found a clip that perfectly encapsulates most of what's wrong with this dumbass ideology.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, man, but I don't do shit for the express pleasure of women, man. It's a waste of time. It's way more important to protect her than to please her. Who gives a fuck about a woman?
Is that why she left you for a rollerblader who was a fucking like welder? You know why? Because he probably made her come. That's probably why.
It's useless.
Right.
Sorry.
Wait a minute. You said who gives a
Have a woman ever had an orgasm with you when you was having sex?
Yeah,
do you know how that feels for you?
Yeah, but I don't. And, like, I'm not like in there like trying to like make it happen. I just like do it. If it happens, awesome. If it don't, like, all right, well.
So that's like, have you ever like
gonna work out?
Yeah, she's right.
It just goes to show that these men are actually all sexually incompetent.
Not only because Myron is clearly bad at sex,
Female vaginas are disgusting.
but because he doesn't give.
Oh, this nigga never beaten the gay allegations. He has never beaten the gay allegations now. This nigga just said pussy is disgusting. Oh my God.
The shit about making his girl happy. Myron's entire philosophy is that just because he has a six-pack and money, that a woman should just be grateful that he chose her because he's more rare than she is.
Higher status men are rare. Most women are not. Most women are, because what men find attractive in women is easy to find. Is she beautiful, quiet, and submissive? A lot of women fit that. That's why men are okay with multiple women, because you guys are easy to replace. That's the cold, hard reality we don't tell women. So what I say is, if you're able to get one of these guys to take you seriously and give you a title, be happy with that.
Isn't this why these niggas are always telling you not to get married, and getting married is dangerous and bad and they're gonna take all your money? Because those women fucking barely exist? So which is it? Are they in abundance and everywhere and easy to acquire and easy to replace? Or are they hard to find? How are they both at the same time?
No longer average like the bitch that he fucked on the side.
But what this clown doesn't understand is that women want to be around someone that they enjoy spending time with. Crazy, I know. It's this dumbass kind of thinking that led to Myron getting dragged all over the internet when his girlfriend left him and possibly cheated on him. Usually people feel bad for somebody who just got dumped, but look at how he talked about his girlfriend.
I'm not sneaking around in my own fucking house. My girl, my girl don't talk back to me. Like this whole situation, argue. There's no arguments. This is how it is. She packs my condoms when I travel. That's how real it is.
Yeah, because she was an employee. She wasn't your girlfriend. She was your employee. That's what it was. She was doing those things to get something out of you, plain and simple. And then once even that couldn't keep her around, she ran off to just go and get some good dick. Crazy, right?
Sorry for her. Yeah, and here's the thing. No. She lives a great life, and she's a beautiful girl. She's hotter than all the girls here. No offense.
That's
right.
Fine. And we never have sexual relationships, guys. Like, you should stop with this.
Them boys commented about damn time. How many blue chews?
Why would she ever make a joke like that? If you think she's joking, why would she make a joke? Why would a man's girlfriend joke about the idea that they don't fuck? What a weird thing to joke about. Wake up if you're a Fresh and Fit fan. They were not fucking, okay? I'm not saying he never fucked her, but they were not fucking, bro.
We all know you were smashing Angie. You know what, bro? I wish, but no.
Clips like these make me think that Myron never saw her as a person.
Why is she saying it on multiple occasions? No, that never happens. Like, of all the things she could say, why would she say that? She would have said something like, yeah, that's why he needs to end the stream so we can go hang out. You know, she would have said some shit like that. Or not said anything at all. But to say, oh, we don't ever have sex? That's very strange. When's the last time your girl or one of your friends, girlfriends, cracked a joke like that? Come on, wake up.
But more as a tool that he could use to make himself feel more important and less gay.
Female vaginas are disgusting.
I mean, imagine being a normal woman.
Right.
With a 9-to-5 and regular self-esteem, and having to tell your family that you're dating the host of the Fresh and Fit podcast.
What do you guys think about Hitler?
What if the Jewish did something to the Germans that made them act a certain way, but nobody wants to talk about it? Like, the Jews don't want to take accountability.
They don't. That's
yes.
I'm with you on that one.
Okay.
The horror.
You see what he just did to that girl? Now remember, Myron hates black women, right? He hates black women with a passion. But look how he was smiling like, yeah, I like you. I like the way you think. But you know, deep down, he still hates her. Well, Myron, if you're watching this, those white supremacists that you are trying to be cozy with, the ones that pat you on your head and tell you, good boy, and embrace you, they're doing the same thing. They hate you. They don't like you. They don't see you as a part. You're not in the vision of their version of America. But because you're saying the right things, good boy, That's all that's happening. You just did it to her without realizing it. But that's what they're doing to you. Think about that.
You would feel when they turn it on and watch that show with you. Another thing that should be glaringly obvious in this clip is just how racist Myron and his Negro minion are to black people.
You ratchet ass Caribbean host think you can come in here and run the way you want.
Anti-blackness is a huge part of Myron's being.
I don't want to be like you stupid niggers anyway. Keep your Shaniquas, keep your Larkishas, keep your fucking weave warriors, keep your watermelon warriors. I don't give a fuck.
You good? Are you okay? And do you need anything from me?
People like Myron Gaines and Candace Owens are some of the most famous internet who will propagate any and every single negative black stereotype possible so that they can get a little pat on the head from the racist whites.
And I would argue black people nowadays have more opportunity than anyone else. Yeah. You guys, affirmative action, DEI, whatever, people that aren't qualified are getting jobs, etc. And then for some odd reason, if I call this shit out, I'm considered a white apologist
because you're calling out bullshit. It has been proven that affirmative action and DEI has helped white women more than anybody else. And you know who white women marry? By and large, white men. And so it directly benefited white women the most and indirectly still benefited white men quite a lot. So this narrative that you're pushing is just straight bullshit.
You know, everything is against you if you're a white male. Yeah. Like white males are some of the most targeted race because
that's why they are the grand majority of CEOs. They own the grand majority of real estate. They own the grand majority of the stocks. They have the grand majority of the wealth. They make up the grand majority of the Senate and of Congress. They are pretty much exclusively, except for Obama, all the presidents have been white men. Where is he getting this idea from that white men are the most oppressed, persecuted people with the least opportunities in America? This is just not based in facts and logic.
Myron's self-esteem is so low that he goes to whites-only Twitter spaces looking for virtual validation. And when they inevitably call him the hard R and tell him to leave because he's African and they're white supremacists,
tell that nigga to go find it himself.
He responds with this.
Hey, Myron, you're in a hostile area,
and I'm not scared
bro.
to have conversation with you guys because I'm not a pussy.
Okay, well,
you're gonna have to either kick me out or whatever.
You're not gonna have a conversation with him. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, this dude's a.
No matter how much they call him the hard R, he would never leave. They had to kick him.
So whatever. British guy, like, dude, I know you're mad about 1776.
Mad about 1776?
Right.
Bitch, they're mad because you're African.
Yeah.
And they're racist. And after they kick him,
if you were a white American, they wouldn't have a problem with you. 1776 wouldn't be relevant.
He joins another whites-only Twitter space, this time leading with some anti-Semitism, veteran moves, but eventually gets asked a question by another one of his fellow racists that totally stuns him. Let's take a look.
Can I make this interesting? Can I make this interesting real quick? Myron, you were in my space the other day, and I said, you know, you're doing a great job calling out these Jews, but, you know, if we take this country back, we want it for white folks, and would you go home? And you said, I was born here, and I'm not going anywhere. And this is where I think the problem is with working with non-whites, is that once you think you help us, that you're just going to stay in our country. Do you still stand with that answer?
Hate to admit it, but considering the environment...
Remember what I said earlier about when the black chick said the thing about the Jews? And he was like, oh, yeah. Again, yeah, they're doing the same thing to you. But this is how they feel deep down. They want you out of here, too.
And he's in. That's a valid...
They would be sick at the sight of you being with a white woman. If they ever saw you with a blonde white woman on your arm, they would be revolted. They would all be just shitting on her all the fucking time, you fucking race traitor. He knows that, so he knows those women are off limits.
Once they take their country back, it would be pretty fucked up if you stayed there messing up their Aryan utopia with all that nasty ass melanin you have. This is what a lot of these love to ignore. If these people got what they wanted, you wouldn't be here. They don't like you.
You're in my country right now.
With you.
You're an invader.
Nothing to do with you.
You hate the Jews, but at the same time, you are a Jew bioweapon. You're a Jew Bioweapon, Myron.
I just have to acknowledge the fact that he called him a Jewish bioweapon. That's the most unhinged shit I've ever heard in my life. They don't like you, and you'll never be able to debate, hate, or facilitate your way into being white. No matter how many black people you throw under the bus, to them, you're just another nigga. I think Myron has that black people are fake victim shit so deep into his head that he forgot that there's people out there who will hate you just because of your skin color. He spent so much time hating on black Americans, especially black women, that he really believes that they're on his team.
You know how many white supremacists and white nationalists call me an honorary Aryan nigga? Bro.
He's proud of that shit. Wow.
I can show up to the Klan rallies, guaranteed. Nigga, what?
Myron, go, please. I can't see any reason why that wouldn't go great.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it tonight.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. Show up to a Klan rally. Uninvited, too. Don't go with anybody you know. Just show up uninvited and see what happens.
Make us all look stupid. But the funny thing is when Myron tries to use things like stats to prove his point that black people are so lazy, he's so blinded by his hatred of us that he doesn't see that his stats actually counteract his point.
You are not oppressed as an African American in the United States or an FBA, foundationally Black America, whatever they want to say. They say all these excuses about why the black man can't get ahead. I'll give you out one stat. All right, just to show you guys how ludicrous these guys are. In 1940, okay, 87% of blacks lived in poverty. By 1960, about 47% of blacks lived in below the poverty line, okay? So a 40% drop. Also, keep in mind, this was before the civil rights era. So racism was at its highest. So please explain to me how you had a 40% drop of blacks living under the under the poverty line.
Because black people are dope. All you're doing is proving how amazing black people are. That even with racist laws in place that are actively trying to hurt black people were still making progress. What exactly is the point that you're making?
And one of the worst eras to be a black person in the United States. And then you're fast forwarding to 2023, where racism exists. I'm not denying it exists. However, it is not strong enough to keep you back or hold you back from success. No way. But you're telling me people had way more obstacles back then and they were able to not live in poverty? Come on, man, get out of here.
Now, there's a lot wrong with it.
That's not even a coherent argument. No one is saying that black people can't attain things and achieve things. All black people are saying is that there are obstacles in place for black people that don't exist for white people because of racism. And we should do something about that. That's it. Nobody is saying that a black person can't ever feed themselves or clothe themselves or become wealthy and successful. But why is it that the black man must work harder and face more obstacles than the white man merely because he was born black? That's the problem with racism. Even Grok, which is a broken AI designed by a racist, even Grok will acknowledge that systemic racism is a very real thing that affects black people today.
Now, there's a lot wrong with his argument here, but I think the biggest thing that this dumbass forgets is that the rate of black poverty has continued to go down.
Yeah.
According to him, it was at 87%. I mean, let's be honest, we started at 100%, but according to him, started at 87%, then went down to 40. But in 2022, it was at 17. So like, what the is his point here?
Sounds like civil rights was a good thing. Didn't stop the poverty rate from dropping. Poverty for black people is lower than it's ever been. Almost as if the less racist this country becomes, the easier it is for black people to be successful. I wonder if that would give black people an incentive to push to continue to destroy racism and undo racism in this country.
Honestly, I think that's pretty good. To go from 90% to 17% in 2 generations, I feel like that's pretty impressive.
It's
but
very
he's
impressive.
using this to try to prove how lazy modern black people are. Because he's so hurt that he's not in the group that he can't even think straight. My theory is that Myron's hate for women and black people come from the same place. A lack of fitting in or feeling understood. I've heard Myron many a time talk about how uninterested women were in him when he was a kid because he was overweight and nerdy.
Because when I was 18 years old, playing Halo.
What? I never heard this part of the lore, the Myron lore. I mean, I know people have always assumed that he's just a hurt man. He got rejected by women when he was younger, and that's why he's like this. But I didn't know he actually acknowledged this shit. Let's run this shit back.
Kid because he was overweight and nerdy.
Because when I was 18 years old, playing Halo, figuring out my life, no bitch would have taken me. So now that I'm up, you're down. That shit, I'm gonna exercise the leverage.
And I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to. My only thing is, nigga, you're 36 years old. Creating a podcast dedicated to attacking women every single day is just about the least productive way to handle your childhood trauma. And like I said earlier, your advice is objectively terrible. The only thing you're doing for these men is making them more insecure and unlikable.
It's a biological imperative, my friends. Okay, it's called Briffel's Law. Basically, once the man stops providing value to her, she's going to end the relationship. Okay? The formation of the relationship and the existence of the relationship is basically based on the female's needs and if they're still being met. If they're not, the relationship more than likely will end. Because like I've told you guys before, women are professional and biological resource extractors. If they're no longer able to extract from you, the time is ticking and they will leave.
Dumbass, that's not just women. Any self-respecting person, once they feel they're not getting anything out of a relationship, they leave that relationship.
Yeah.
That's just how humans work. To depict women as these soulless resource extractors does nothing but fulfill your pathetic little male victimhood fantasies. And if you really gave a shit about helping men, you would see that. And I don't know, it's been a trip watching the rise and fall of Myron Gaines. It's been a little dystopian, honestly. It's pretty clear he's learned absolutely nothing. If I'm being honest, I've only seen him get more hateful and aggressive over the years.
How about this? You can get the fuck off the show.
Yeah.
How about that? Get the fuck off.
Yeah. If you get it's fine.
Disrespectful. Matter of fact, real quick, any of you bitches want to get up and leave, you can feel free to leave. Because at the end of the day, you guys are all sluts anyway. So I don't give a fuck. If you want to get off, get up, get the fuck out. Matter of fact, oh yeah, get the fuck out of here.
And I don't think he's someone who's capable of developing in any sort of meaningful way. I really don't. But his audience is a different story. A few years ago, I made a video making fun of the red pill, and I remember reading a comment that stuck with me. I'm not gonna find it because I'm lazy, but essentially they said, maybe this ideology isn't perfect, but you're not supplying an alternative.
If you guys actually want to know what is a far superior approach to life and dating in general, than the red pill, go check out my video. The red pill is dead and something far better is here. I break it all down for you. And you don't have to engage in this fucking corny, lame, angry, pathetic bullshit in order to have success with women. You're going to have far more success with women approaching dating from the angle that I present in that video. So go ahead and check it out. But hey, excellent video by Kamal. I learned a lot of new things about Myron today that I didn't know before, and Sneeko as well. But you let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace out.